here for the first race of the JordisonGaming MRC Mature Racing Club Championship, and boy what a race it's going to be here at Fisherman's Ranch. As you can see, it is a rally track, so rally cars are in use. This is the second race of the evening. Unfortunately, I haven't got the footage for the first race. I don't know what happened there, but we are here with the 10-minute time limit race, the second race of Fisherman's Ranch for the evening. And it's a reverse grid based on previous results, meaning that actually Matt, as you can see in fourth place, Shell Shock, he actually finished first in the last race. Jens, who is Questionable 7, finished in second. Dan Cookster, Dan finished in third, and myself, Geordie, quite strategically finishing in last place there. But what we're going to do is we're going to get underway here in Fisherman's Ranch. And they're off. I get a clean start there, I'm not going to lie. Nice clean start down into this turn one, but I don't take the turn too smoothly. But we managed to keep hold of the lead, which is great. Dan here in second, not the cleanest he could be through there, which may be beneficial for us later on. We look down at Jens in third place, and he's had quite a good start, just grazing the fence there, which is going to allow Matt at the back just behind him there, just to get those few tenths of a second, which he's going to need going into these next few turns. Bringing it back up to the lead here, coming into turn 3 we are, and just going a little bit slow through there, going sideways, whacking the wall. Dan doing exactly the same thing behind us, and Dan actually goes sideways there completely, as you can see in the back of the screen there, which isn't going to be good for his race at all. Back on board with Matt, who is up into third place somehow. We missed that overtake. He's now up into second place. He's fighting here with Dan. Dan's got it back though. And we're now going to go on board with Matt here, and we can see just coming around this corner here, there's a bit of contact there that shoves Matt into the wall, but Matt has overall got position, and I'm not sure whether Matt realised that Dan was as close to him there or not, but Dan just not getting a very good end of that and ends up going. I go very wide here, Matt going to go down the inside, but not quite able to get the job done, as I have the inside line to this final hairpin here. And what a race it's been, and don't forget, this is lap 1. There are, I think, 5 laps, I think, on this, because it's a 10-minute time limit, and there's some fantastic racing here. Matt down into third now, Jen's overtaking the both of us, just coming out of that hairpin area there, and onto the top straight here now. Jens is starting to pull away a little bit as we go over that jump, and so am I from Matt. I've got a little penalty there, as you can see, that's why I'm ghosting there. And Jens completely sideways through there, managing to keep hold of it really, really well though. And I just can't capitalise that on that whatsoever. Focusing on Matt though, here we go. And Matt just having a little bit of trouble getting around this corner a little bit there, but really pulls it back on the exit here, which is really, really good. Coming down to the speed trap here and the next jump, and there we go. And coming down to the wall, which you'll see I always end up going into. And Matt just escaping the wall there, just escaping the wall, on point with his braking there. We're going to go on board with Dan just for a little while here, and because you really get a good view of everything when you're going round the corner of what's in front. You can see Matt just ahead, myself further down the road, and Jen's just behind me, and you can see that there's probably only about 3 seconds splitting the whole group, and Matt there just colliding with the wall, it seems, a bit late on his brakes perhaps, going into the start-finish line, and you've got myself in first, Jens in second, Matt in third, and Dan bringing up the rear. Going on board with Matt now, you see myself, I just went straight into the fence there, and that's allowed Jens to take the lead once again, so eating his dust I will be while Matt eats mine. And you can just see here, you really do have to let off the throttle over these bumpy bits, because if you've got your throttle down whilst you're going over them, you're going for a little spin. Very slow around here. I had to slow down because of Jens, which means Matt had to go quite slow because of me. So not the best turns through there. Dan just a little bit further behind, riding on board with myself now, and I just go completely into the wall there. That's going to allow Matt, and here he comes. He's going to come on the left-hand side after this turn, I bet. Maybe not. I've gone a bit wide around there. Maybe he's going to come on the right-hand side, or is he going to do the cutback? Oh, and we see... I think me and Matt both went into the fence a little bit after that jump, but here we are into the dreaded hairpins. Now, I really don't like this section of track. I'm not quite sure anyone really likes this section of track. And Matt just able to make the move stick there, and I was unable to defend that effectively whatsoever. Down into third place, just ahead of Dan. And let's see what we can make of this race. We're going to sit with the race leader just for a little bit now, just to see how he is actually going around. He's in the Subaru here, so we're just going to see how it is that Jens is going around here, because he's quite smooth. He's doing the fastest lap. He does race with a wheel and not a pad, so that's one difference, which is always a good thing when you race with a wheel. And just coming into the left-hander here, and you can see he's not exactly throwing it around the corner, and he's into fourth quite quickly, so he's got that upper gear there dragging him out of the corner in the Subaru there. We see myself and Matt just closing that gap to Jens slightly as we come down the straight and over the speed trap hill. There we go. And so, yeah, it's a pretty decent race. It's a dirt race. It's not the most cleanest of races that we could have had, and it certainly wasn't the easiest of races we could have had, but it wasn't a bad race. For the first race in a championship season, it's always good to have a challenge, and a challenge it was. So there we go, coming down to the final corners now, and back onto that all-important start-finish line. We're going to be getting maybe one or two more laps in this race, I think. And Jens did really well around that corner. Actually, so do we all, to be fair. Jens keeping a nice, smooth line over the start-finish line into this first corner, and managing not to clip the fence there, which is quite impressive. But he does manage to just clip it on the inside, which is going to slow him down a little bit going around the rest of the lap. But let's see what he can pull off down here. And you can just see he's starting to pull away really nicely down there over the jump, and you can just see myself, I was going sideways over that jump there, and see what that's going to have done. Matt is in third place. We're going to ride on board with him now. And you can just see going down into third gear for this. You don't want to be going too lower gears, because then you end up spinning your wheels like I do quite regularly, and you just end up going all over the place really. The higher your gear you are when you're coming out of the corner, then I think the easier it is just to get that little bit of straight line grip, even though there isn't much grip, but it's just a little bit easier. You can just see me going all over the place, sideways and everything there, and that just allows Matt to slip up into that all-important second spot. And Dan's back here in last position, but we can see as we come through the hairpins that nobody really likes, that it's not all that far from over. The gap isn't that big, and if we all start working together, we may well be able to catch Jens. Who knows? But it looks like if it was to finish like this, it would be Jens, myself, Matt. Oh, I've managed to take that second somehow. Not quite sure how that happened there. The Jens, myself, Matt, and then Dan. We can just see Jens. He's flying down these back straights. I mean, 120 miles coming down there just before he starts letting off the throttle a little bit. We coming into this corner, 130 miles an hour, and actually go around the corner, keeping it above 50 miles an hour, trying to, now above 40, third gear into fourth as he comes out of the corner. And that's really how it's got to be done just there. That's a real good race in there from Jens. We're now going to ride on board with Dan at the back here. He's just not having much luck this race. The rally tracks aren't the best of tracks, to be fair, and he's in the Ford Focus as well, so there's 3 Fords here against a Subaru, and we're not having much luck against the Subaru actually. Snapping back onto myself here, you can see I'm going to go for the inside there, but it just really didn't work, and I end up shoving Matt just a little bit forward a bit, which kind of helped him out, but then he scrapes the front side of that, and I just can't capitalise because the speed isn't there to begin with, and I wasn't in the right gear at all, and there I am slamming against the little hill bit, and over the hill we go. Down into third gear for here, slamming into the fence at the back after we go down into second, still managing to keep third place somehow by the skin of our teeth, and it looks like this is going to be the final lap. Yes it is, just completely going for the inside front now. I'm going to rewind this a little bit here, and we're gonna look at this. Just completely going for it because I know that there's no hope. And if I replay this back to here and we watch this from Matt's perspective, and we're going to watch from the back of Matt's car here, you can see me just completely going to the fence down there. I've kind of like given up at this point, thinking, this is the last lap, and I completely just go for a punt down the inside there, send poor old Matt into the wall, and over the start-finish line we go in just about second place somehow. And there we have it. That's that race, guys. See you all at the next race.